Be my friend on Code Mobile. I love to play that game. My name on Code Mobile is Belva Umana. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sasha and this one is my channel. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Today we'll be looking at a new RTA from Stattqualm that has been sent to me for the purpose of this review. Its name is Squape Arise X. This one! This is a sort of commemorative atomizer because it's been 10 years that Stattqualm is around. Stattqualm, for those you don't know, it's a Swiss modder that's been around since 2012, if I'm not wrong. So quite a long time, and they made this with all this knowledge for MTL because yes, this is a strictly MTL eddy. So without further prevaricating, let's go down to the table, have a closer look at it, and then come back to my face and do a couple of vapes and a couple of reasonings with the Stattqualm Squape Arise X. Let's go down to the table. Inside the Stattqualm Squape Arise MTL 22mm 10th anniversary edition, we got a bag with some spare O-rings and spare screws, a very useful multi-language user manual, a hex screw, this rubber band. I got another one and I can tell you this is one of the most useful piece of my gear. Then we got 4 different air pins, 0.8mm in diameter, 1mm, 1.5mm and 2mm. You can separately buy 3 different air nozzles, the 1.2mm, the 2.5mm and the 1.8mm in diameter. These are not included in the packaging. Then we got this ring, which is essential for using your atomizer, and it's made by hematized anodized aluminum. It's a non-conductive material and it's very useful because it cannot cause any kind of short circuit because it doesn't conduct electricity, as well as other parts inside the atomizer. And then we got our Squape Arise X, 22mm in diameter, primarily made of 316L stainless steel. It's a strictly MTL atomizer and the tank is 2.5 milliliters in capacity. You can separately buy some accessories that makes this tank up to 5 millimeters in capacity. On the base we got a 510 connection, gold-plated pin, and then we got the serial number. Mine is 22. On top we got the 510 drip tip, it's a strictly MTL, and let's see the inner diameter. More or less it's 2.75 millimeters in diameter, so strictly MTL. You can rotate the top part so that you can open 2 kidney-shaped holes so that you can refill your tank. Let's close them. On the base you got these 3 signs. When you are going to refill your tank, you have to put the sign here on the O. If you wanna open the air, you can rotate it like this on this triangle sign. And when you wanna open your atomizer to check your deck or rebuild it, you have to put it on the E sign, so that you can open it. Before doing everything, let's put the disc inside the atomizer. So for avoiding any errors and have this disc perfectly aligned, this is what I suggest to do. Just take your deck and put the disc on it. The disc has to be in one position only because of this, you see, it can move. So that you can put exactly your atomizer upon your disc with no errors. Since there's just one position here, you just put it over and it's okay. Now you see it's closed, but then when you open it, it will open. And then you close it. You can unscrew the top part so that you can have a better wash of your atomizer. You got one O-ring here and one O-ring right here. This is the chimney section. You see is in anodized aluminum. And this is the bottom part of the tank. So this is our deck. It's a 2-post screw atomizer. You'll know that it's for MTL, so it's not a dual or triple coil atomizer. And these are the 2 posts. Here in the center you can put your air nozzle. And I'll choose the 1.8 millimeters in diameter. Just put it on your tweezers, O-ring down, and put it down on your hole right here. You see, that's how it goes. For this build I use a Adams Vape MTL coil. These are the specific of the coil, 5 reps, 2.5 millimeters in diameter. Check it out if you want. And I'll use BP Mods cotton because I found it very, very simple to use. So stop chit chat, time to rebuild. Building has been very easy. I separated the wraps so that I didn't add any hot spot, so it has been super easy, and I strongly suggest you to do this. I put quite a lot of cotton, but there's enough space for that. I add at the end 0.77 ohm, so I think I'll push my box up to 17 watts. Now I just have to close it, refill it, and I'm done. So let's do it. And that's it. Stattqualm Squape Arise X. We've checked it, tweak it, fiddle it, build it, and now we come back to my face and do a couple of toots and a couple of reasonings. Back to my face. I've been using these since quite a long time. I think it's about 3 weeks or so. And let me take a tooth. First of all, build quality. It's top notch. I think that they are the only ones that use hematized, anodized aluminum inside of their atomizer, so it's impossible to have a short circuit, and that's really good. I never saw this kind of technology in other atomizers. Great idea. It's not the first atomizer that use this kind of technology. They use it, that's for sure, for the Arise 23mm that, by the way, I've reviewed. and some others. I've reviewed already a couple of years ago, I think, or maybe 3, I don't know, a 22mm BF atomizer, which has that kind of technology, which is a winning technology, in my opinion. For the rest, it's kind of perfect. They did a great job as usual. Compared to the previous one, compared to the 23mm, which was, by the way, DL and MTL, they changed slightly, but I mean super slightly, some tolerances. For example, for some people on the previous atomizer, you know, rotating the top part of the atomizer was a bit hard to rotate. This one is kind of perfect. Not too hard, not too loose. Yes, it's loose. It is the right definition. Sorry, I'm not English, so sometimes I have to think about the words I have to use. And the same thing is on the top. By the way, at the end of the day, this is super easy to assemble and disassemble. So it's way better than the previous one. They did a great job on this side too. Talking about heat, I think it has a fairly good heat. It's not super heat, but yeah, it definitely has quite some heat. And for the airflow stuff, you have different nozzles to choose. They did some additional ones, but in my opinion, if you are into MTL and you are kind of a regular person like me, the ones included in the packaging are more than enough. You'll find the right one. But if you have some particular needs, maybe you can find those particular necessities with the additional ones. For me, the ones in the packagings are more than enough. I've tried 2 holes, 4 holes, 6 holes, and for me it works good with 2 holes. One on the side, one on the other side. It's perfect for my taste, for my kind of tooth style. I don't know how to call it, but you already understood what I'm talking about. Same thing for the drip tip. It's the perfect hole, perfect design, or at least for me it's comfortable, but the hole is perfect for MTL kind of style. Refilling, another thing that's good, because you don't have to take in your hand something while you are refilling. You just have to rotate it anti-clockwise, yes, refill it and close it. It's quite simple and easy to do. As easy is building, because it's super simple. You can go wrong on where to put your coil. Yeah, maybe you can put it a little bit higher or lower, but there's no much excursion, and it will be in the center. And okay, it's good even if it's the first time you build, but I think it's not exactly the perfect first RTA, because for wicking you have to be good. You have to put the right amount, otherwise it will leak or you'll get some dry hits. So maybe if you are not, let me say, not professional, because it's the wrong word in our world. But if it's your first one, maybe you'll take some time to find the right amount of cotton. Otherwise, if it's not the first one, maybe it's 6 months or 3 months that you use RTAs, it will not be an issue. You'll be able to do it. Maybe the second time you try to wick it, it will be good. Just do it as I did and it will be fine. Everything will be fine. It's gonna be fine. I've used the complex coil also because I wanted to check how much heat it dissipates, and it's a quite cold atomizer. It doesn't conduct too much hotness, too much heat near your lips, so Yeah, maybe if you use it at, I don't know, 28 watts, maybe some heat will come, but in a regular usage, even for complex coil or single wire coils, I don't know, 12 watts up to 20, it's fine. It doesn't heat at all, so I'm okay with that too. Yes, it's not the first one that does it, but I found it quite useful, the fact that you can just pull off the upper part where there's your e-liquid inside and check your coil and eventually change your coil, change your cotton and so on with the tank maybe full. But let's talk about flavor. I tried it with I think 5 e-liquids. The first one was the National by Vapor Cave, which is a smoky mixture, non-aromatized, full organic tobacco e-liquid, net juice. So it keeps the smokiness of the Kentucky up front while still having some sweet notes of the other tobaccos inside this net juice. Yes, it's dry, but not too dry, so it's quite balanced and pleasant. I liked it. The second one, it comes from Vapor Cave 2 and is the Pure Latakia Strong, which is a Latakia net juice from Cyprus. This one kind of surprised me because yes, you can see the incense notes typical of this kind of juice, this kind of tobacco, but since maybe not everyone knows that Latakia has to keep a sweet note and sometimes you cannot feel it, this time there's a hint of that sweet note, which is typical by the way, but not very often pops up. This time pops up, and yeah, it's a bit different from usual, but it's more than okay. Then I've tried it with the Ghibli from the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is an English mixture, net juice, mango aromatized. Mine, it's more than 1 year old, so very steeped. This time with the Arise X, there's more space for the English mixture flavor, because sometimes with this e-liquid, tobacco is very not much noticeable. This time there's a little bit more, and the mango, it's not too sweet, it's very round as flavor, and it's more just like the pulp of the mango, so it was good. It was better than expected. Yeah, more or less it's the same thing for the Ostroff from the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is tobacco, net juice, aromatized with pineapple and coconut. Here you have a slightly drier version of the pineapple and coconut, not too sweet, and a little bit more of the tobacco up front. It's basically the same thing. In this e-liquid that does not much tobacco. This time a little bit more, with a little bit less sweetness of the two fruits. So it's okay. And at the end I've tried it with the Cam Sheen from the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is a net juice and it's a pure red Virginia. So the red Virginia, it's hard to let it shine inside an atomizer, and this time I've been very surprised. It's one of my best experience with that juice. Why that? Because you don't hear too much the leafy note typical of the Virginia, because it's a red Virginia, but you can clearly perceive the nutty caramelized notes of the red Virginia. It's typical of that kind of tobacco, that kind of leaves, and here you can perceive them, feel them, taste them perfectly. This is the best e-liquid I've tried with this atomizer, so I'm kind of happy to found this match. I did my research on the interweb and I found the Stattqualm Squape Rise X on different sites, by the way, on the Stattqualm official site, but on vbar.it too, and it's 198. I think it's 98. Let me check. No, I did wrong. It's 189 euros. So yes, you have to break your vape piggy bank if you want to check it out, your Rise X. This time I'm really sorry for you. At the end, I would say this is a precise atomizer. Is an atomizer made for MTL, just MTL, maybe also airy MTL, but you need that kind of thing if you wanna be very satisfied with these atomizers. Is super precise, is super well made. One thing that maybe I could preferred on this atomizer is just the capacity, because they wanted to make it not too tall, and I can comprehend this solution. They didn't want a taller atomizer, so they did 2.5 mL in capacity, and that's okay. Personally, I would have preferred like a 3.5 mL in capacity and maybe a couple of millimeters taller. I wouldn't mind. Yes, you get the extension, you can buy it as an accessory, and it's 5 mL and it's great. 5 mL is great for me, but 3.5 would have been better for my personal taste, for my style, for my way of usage of atomizers. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching me. If you like my video, well, you can put a like, or maybe you can't, I don't know. The very important thing that you stay away from coffee nails, and maybe you subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much and see you next time.